I always like the wobbly Yorkshire television.
I had a T-shirt with that on.
Sorry, I'm just listening to music. Can you shh?
50 years ago, Leeds United won the FA Cup. The M1 finally took you all the way to Leeds, a stone's throw from the Yorkshire Dales. And broadcasting law changed the daytime TV landscape forever. TV channels could now run more than just children's programmes in the afternoon.
Look at that, beautiful.
Oh, it's actually quite emotional, isn't it? That first theme tune.
It's not even any houses. Where's everyone live?
Emmerdale Farm, that's right, Emmerdale Farm.
My earliest memories of Emmerdale growing up was, I think, what everybody remembers, which was flat caps and people on farms. That was where I started.
Being poorly at school and watching Rainbow and Emmerdale.
I was brought up in North Yorkshire, only a few miles up from the original farm, and you could see the filming going on, and I thought, ooh, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Got a lovely picture of me gran at Esholt with a cardboard cutout of Seth.
I was brought up by my mum, single parent. She'd watched it from the get-go when it was Emmerdale Farm, so that's my memory of Emmerdale, Mr. Wilkes, Amos Brearley, all of that crew.
Even now, people get called Amos because of those big sideburns.
Sometimes used to be late back to school of a dinner time because I was just having a little look at Emmerdale. Of course, because everybody fancied the brothers as well.
That name, Sugden, because it was right there at the start. And so people knew Annie Sugden, they knew Jack Sugden, they knew Joe Sugden.
Everybody in Yorkshire watched Emmerdale. It was their programme, and proud of it too.
Yorkshire TV had invited playwright Kevin Lefan to write a 26-part drama set in the Dales.
We would have a programme that people living in cities and engaged in the routine business of earning a living would be able to see the kind of life that they would perhaps want to escape to. Everything that happens in Emmerdale Farm could happen, and I think does happen, to ordinary people.
On the 16th of October 1972, viewers watched Emmerdale Farm for the very first time.
Straight to a funeral. Of course.
Funeral cortege! Hey, that's not a bad start.
I've been to a few funerals now, Dominic, haven't we?
We've dodged a few bullets.
Yeah.
It has to be said.
That's the original Jack Sugden, isn't it?
But I forgot, like, there was a different Jack, man. My mum would know that, definitely. She should be in this seat.
I think it's very telling that it starts with a funeral.
That seemed unusual at the time, but to be honest with you, it's kind of set the tone, hasn't it? Could we have a funeral every other week on Emmerdale now?
Hello, Joe. Remember me, do you?
Jack, isn't it? Somebody once said to me, so Fraser, you're playing a young Yorkshire lad with an eye for the women. And I just said, yeah, no acting required.
How's Mum taking it?
You'd best judge that for yourself.
It's weirdly familiar, like it almost feels like it could have been yesterday.
It's really compelling, isn't it? That's really brilliantly set up. A funeral, couple of handsome blokes.
Come on in. Not having a picnic.
2 million tuned into episode 1, and the Sugdens became the first family of farming.
So you've come home then?
Hi, Ma.
It did take a bit of getting used to because, you know, a lot of it happened in a farmhouse kitchen.
Do you want these peeled, or are you going to bake them? Peeled, I think. Joe's not too keen on jacket potatoes. Grandad is, though.
It was sufficiently good to get us recommissioned.
I've a right to be angry. I've an animal up there in pain. I could lose the calf, all because some idiot left that gate open. You're learning your lines, and it says Matt and Joe... It didn't say Matt and Joe are doing X, Y, Z. It said Matt and Joe are working. Because whenever we turned up to the farm, whatever the farmer was doing, that's what we had to do. We had to shear sheep, which was sheer agony. Oh, thank you very much.
Kind of missed that element, man. Proper sort of getting gritty and grimy, and yeah, it just takes me back to my childhood.
And when they weren't on the farm, a real village in Yorkshire was chosen to bring the fictional village of Beckendale, as it was then known, to life.
The star of the show has always been the Emmerdale village itself.
Coronation Street is all cobbles, and EastEnders is all doom and gloom. Emmerdale's still bright, a lovely village street, countryside, the good Yorkshire countryside.
From 1976, the show spent 21 years filming in the real village of Esholt. And still standing there today is the legendary Woolpack.
God bless this pub and all those supping it, not forgetting my son.
50 years of the Woolpack, the scene of many a celebration.